Hello, everyone. Out of respect for everybody's time, we're going to go ahead and get started, and I know others will be joining along the way. Thank you very much for making the time to be here. We know that this meeting is important for a great many folks who partner with the International Institute, and we're really thankful for your partnership. And we're happy again to be able to meet in this space to talk more about what we do and what's going on at present. We have a lot on the agenda today, and I do want to make sure that we have some time. But I first want to, address everybody and make sure that we're not avoiding the topic at hand here. Of course, that many of you probably understandably have questions about, and of course that is that Araya Benson is no longer with the International Institute, and we've gotten a lot of questions, of course, and I want to be clear, that the International Institute is here. We remain through this transition, and we're made up of more than just our top leadership here or the leaders at the organization, more than myself. We're 150 strong, hardworking employees, right? And all who are here to serve clients in our communities. And we do this work every single day. And today, we're just as committed to that work as we were yesterday, the week before, a year before, a decade before. The entire leadership team and I are really incredibly grateful for our staff and their dedication to the work in good times and bad, right? Our top priority really is the thousands of folks that we have the honor of serving every year. That does not change. We are here and continue to be a resource for this community. The work that we do every single day is essential to the success of refugees and immigrants and their ability to start a new life in our region here. We've never done that work in a vacuum. The work of welcoming immigrants and refugees in this community is not solely the purview of the International Institute. This is work that we do with a number of partners, all of you on this call, and many more in the community. We do this work in collaboration, right, with individuals, organizations, businesses, foundations, and other community stakeholders who are all unified in support of this community, who know the value of immigrants and refugees and what they bring to our region. Our organizational commitment to refugees and immigrants forms the strong roots, really, which has fed our growth of our organization for more than 105 years. And those roots remain. And I want to reassure you that leadership of this organization, its board and staff alike are committed to ensuring that you all here in the community, our stakeholders and those that we serve, understand how valued and important you are in partnership with the Institute. Really, as we ensure that this work is being done to the benefit of the community and to those that we serve alike, because we know that when we do this work in community with our partners, that we can all together help ensure that St. Louis is in fact welcoming, healthy, and a prosperous region for all. So I wanted to, again, thank you all for your continued commitment to this work. And I really appreciate, we have Christina Lawrence, who is on our board here, who has graciously agreed to join the call and just say a few words to kick us off here. So Christina, I'll kick it over to you.
Thanks, Blake. Hi, everyone. I'm Christina Lawrence. I am the vice chair of the board of directors. I've been on the board for quite a number of years now, and I wanted to add to Blake's comments and let you know that the board asked Blake to lead the Institute in an interim capacity. And we did that because we have unwavering confidence in Blake's leadership as our interim president. As you all know, I think all of you know Blake. He is a well-respected and longtime leader at the Institute with deep expertise and commitment. And as a board, we plan to work closely with him in his new capacity. And we have always been very impressed with Blake's collaboration and transparent approach with the board. So I also want to assure you that our board is exceptionally committed to the work of the Institute. The International Institute, as you all know, because you're on this call, it's an outstanding organization, and it serves our refugees and immigrants with excellence, playing a critical role in changing their lives and improving the communities that we serve. And we are immensely grateful to you for your support, for your partnership, and we look forward to continuing to do the work, the great work that we all do together. So I just wanted to say thank you for your patience in this interim, this time of transition, and we're all looking forward to continuing this great work together.
I want to thank Christina and the board through their support through this transition. They've been, very helpful to me as I kind of, jump in here and certainly take on a bigger role, than I've had in my 15 years of service at the agency. But them and the other leadership of this agency have been absolutely fantastic in helping ensure that we continue this work and keep our eye on the goal, which is improving the lives of those that we serve. So thank you so much, Christina. So without further ado, I'll go ahead and kick off our meeting here by covering our agenda. We will be, of course, jumping into a conversation about our housing donation before talking about our arrival updates and hitting into more of the regular items that we have on our agenda, including our end of year opportunities, as well as advocacy planning that we've engaged in, and our events, volunteers, and community shout outs. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and kick in to our very joyous announcement that we have are very proud to say that we have been the recipient of a set of properties in the Soulard neighborhood. It is 22 apartments units covering 6 buildings. And this is all being managed under our new LLC, Welcome Home Soulard Properties. This really presents a great opportunity to the agency for a number of reasons, but primarily it is immediate housing assistance for folks that we have, and we'll talk a little bit more about our immediate housing needs. But this also is a really long-term opportunity for us. It is a donation that has, of course, great value to the agency, but it is also really important for to have a neighborhood environment where folks can get resettled, that it has access to public transportation, that has access to green space, to shopping, and folks that can be in community. This donation is really a leveling up of our support for housing for the community that we serve. And we're really very thankful to our donors who have made this possible. We do have plans to right now being able to move some folks from our temporary housing and hotels to occupy some of the vacant units that are in this building, which is again provides tremendous relief not only to those families who then have the opportunity to get those kids enrolled in school and begin to access amenities like public transportation, but also the financial obligation. This provides a relief for those families that we won't have to use their resettlement stipend to pay for temporary housing costs. This is really a big relief and saves our clients and the agency. And so we're very thankful for this and very excited about the opportunity this creates to have our clients living in community with neighbors and getting to know folks that are neighbors in housing and not in hotels. It really allows our folks to, even though they might be only in temporary housing in this location, a way to begin to put their roots down. We're very appreciative of this. I do want to keep it moving here, but of course able to answer any questions here at the end. Feel free to put those in the chat. To our next slide, our resettlement update, and with that, I'll kick it over to Esmira and Kelly.
Hello, everyone. I'm Kelly Laura, the Vice President of Client Care. We are reporting our resettlement numbers for November and December. As you can see, 19 cases, total of 92 arrival individuals came in November, a little slightly more, 39 cases, 169 individuals as of today for December, but it is still rapidly changing by the hour. And even so far for January, we have 48 individuals, a total of 15 cases right now for January. We were originally told that we should expect to receive up to 200 individuals December and January. So we are still forging ahead, thinking that we will have that many new arrivals. And then as reported before, for FY '24, our grant year, the total arrivals was 1387, but we will still be reporting a calendar year total at our next meeting. And then still projected originally pre-election, our FY '25 projected arrivals were 1920. And so we're waiting to see how that will change.
Thank you, Kelly. Yeah, we are still seeing that pace of arrivals that we have seen recently, and we've been notified that the intent is to see possibly a couple of hundred a month these next couple of months. And the numbers that we see, while we did see a little bit of a dip in November, that's obviously evident in that increase in December, and we expect really to see that through January as well. So despite the change in federal administration, the impacts to resettlement are not likely to be felt for a little bit here. And so we, again, are continually engaged in this work. It doesn't slow down. Thank you very much for that update, Kelly. And I think our next slide here is relative to our walk-in services. Kelly, will you be presenting that, or is Lata on the call?
I am on the call and I can present the numbers.
Wonderful. Good
Today.
to see you.
Yeah. So talking about our walk-in appointments. So in November 2024, we created 17 walk-in cases for 30 individuals with an average case size 1.8. So this number includes 9 Ukrainian, 5 Afghan, 9 Haitian, and 7 Cuban clients. So we have noticed a rising trend in the number of Haitian and Cuban clients since August 2024. So in the first week of December, as of today, we created 3 cases for 5 individuals with an average case size 1.7. This number includes 2 Congolese clients and 3 Cuban clients. So our December projection, we already scheduled 15 walk-in appointments for 25 individuals tentative, and this number is going to raise since we receiving the appointment request almost every day.
Thank you very much, Lata. Yeah, we traditionally see a little bit of a downturn for walk-ins in the winter, and these numbers really do reflect that. But this is not something that we expect to really continue. We would think that more walk-ins would be coming through our doors after really January is when we start to see a bit more of an uptick. But Zlata, again, thank you so much. Appreciate it. For Latino Outreach, I would like to kick it over to Carlos Ramirez. Are you on the call?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Hello, everybody. Wanted to follow up with the numbers that we've had so far through our program. With our first family coming in February, we've brought a total of 406 people. 276 of them are adults, 130 are minors, and we still have another 200 plus on the waiting list. Because the majority of the people we brought already had employment documentation, EAD, employment authority document, meaning their work permits, we've only had to file for 82 more. And oftentimes those people were people that came directly to St. Louis that had family members or friends here. Given the climate that's about to happen with the new presidential administration, we're pivoting. While the beginning part of the program was really to help bring population and workforce, that mission stays the same. But we are pivoting to recruit from high unemployment rate cities. So we're talking Hispanic Americans and Hispanics with green cards. And so I started that pivot with visiting El Centro, California, which has the highest unemployment rate in the country at 16.2%. And so was able to get the word out to people and had several people interested, several people that said, there's no way I'm leaving California, but that's okay. We can't win them all. And so the next city I will likely go to is Yuma, Arizona, which has the second highest unemployment rate at 14.6%. California is prominently on the sheet of cities that have higher than 5% unemployment rate. So I imagine I'll be going to California quite a bit. And then, of course, the cost of living there is so high, especially compared to St. Louis. And for example, in the example of El Centro, California, our housing is 44% less expensive here than it is in California. The vast majority, I would say 95% of the people that I spoke to at this event, none of them own their own home. And so I think that was something that was enticing for them. And just even the gas prices, I think our gas prices here are $2.85 a gallon, and over there it's over $4. It was $4.20 was the more consistent price that I saw. So those two things in and of themselves, I think, make this very appealing. I did sell the fact that we have 4 seasons, and they countered with we only have 2. And so I think that's an added advantage. And lastly, for my recruitment trips, I do plan to go to San Juan, Puerto Rico, or Puerto Rico in general, because we will have no immigration issues there. And, unfortunately, the islands had some, catastrophes, weather catastrophes. So we're hoping, and there has been precedent set. Hollywood Casino had, before COVID, had recruited a bunch of Puerto Ricans to move here, and they were having some success with that. Then COVID happened, and I think that kind of all went out the door. So we are continuing to move forward. We certainly expect to bring more than 500 people by January. And so that's our plan right now.
Awesome. Thank you, Carlos. And, I think this pivot really, means that this work continues regardless of, change in federal administration or policies that could be enacted. This makes this outreach enables us to kind of continue this and continue selling St. Louis to the Latino community nationwide. And these are folks that are here, that are eligible to work, and that is what we need, right, as a region. So, thank you for your continued work here, Carlos. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Pass it over to Moji to provide us an update on the Afghan support program. Moji? Well, she was there. All right. Well, I can read a slide as good as the next person here. I think you all see the information here. I do want to comment on the Threads of Hope event that we had here last Friday. It was the graduation, or pardon me, it was in conjunction with the Afghan Women's Sewing Program, which had its graduation here last Friday, where we were able to celebrate those who completed the program and who are really on their way to starting their own home sewing businesses. That is a goal that we had to connect them with our CDC and lending to help them in pursuit of starting their own small businesses. The final round of the Afghan grant competition is underway. I believe we had our panel hearing from those finalists and reviewing that information just yesterday. And so I know that soon we will be able to get towards that list of awardees. And then finally, Gateway to a New Life has a series of events, including an event at the Ethical Society later in January, followed by the Joplin Film Festival later that month. And February 11th, UMSL's History Department is hosting an event in conjunction. And I'm not sure the event is in Chicago in February, but you can look for more updates on that the next time that we all meet. We'll go ahead and move along. I want to reiterate this point of our need for housing. The donation that we've been provided is absolutely a major help to us in this regard. But the volume of need is something I want to make sure that we were kind of expressing here. What we're able to essentially save in terms of our emergency funds for folks that need emergency housing assistance is functionally about $1,000 per month per family. That's the difference between the hotel lodging, which we're currently offering for temporary assistance, and then sort of that apartment rent. And so you can see there the average savings is going to be about $1,000 per month per family. And that is, of course, a huge savings for us, and means that that money can be reallocated to other families that might need assistance. That is savings that gets passed along in the form of additional assistance to other folks in need. And so we're really happy that enables us to serve more, right, with those savings. The long-term housing, as I mentioned, has it really enables more stability in terms of school enrollment. The temporary housing that we have been using had been spread between the city and the county, and of course some county districts are not necessarily set up or prepared to welcome folks to the McKinney-Vento program as efficiently or effectively. Of course, the enrollment in St. Louis Public Schools means access to the Naheed Chapman New American Academy, which we have a long-standing relationship with for kind of rolling enrollment, and understands really the needs of those that we serve very well. So the property, is a place that is in the district and allows people to efficiently access school enrollment for their kids. Of course, the transportation in Soulard makes more locations across the city accessible, including groceries and laundromats and things of that ilk that can be very useful to kind of building that sense of normalcy, right? And that sense of normalcy is really important. It's really hard for somebody to feel connected to a community when they're sort of in a hotel environment where certain things are provided, and really accessing other community amenities is a little bit more challenging. And so really that feeling of beginning to be resettled, even though this might also be temporary housing, can really begin when you're living in community. And so really, again, thankful for the opportunity to do that. And to, again, speak to the scope of the challenge that we're trying to address with this appeal for more housing opportunities is that we currently have 31 cases of 171 individuals in temporary hotel housing. Now, you can do the math on that. Those are large cases, and that's really the biggest challenge that we're seeing right now. These extremely large cases of 8 or 9, in some occasions more, and finding affordable housing that is sustainable for them beyond the limited funds that might be available to them in the resettlement period, makes that housing really difficult to find just because of the built environment. There's not a ton of housing that is A, affordable, and B, suitable for families that large. And so it takes a while to source that. And that's where temporary housing comes in. And so the relief that we're able to get from this donation offers us some support for some of those cases, but there's still more that are there and more coming that will likely need to be in temporary housing. So this remains a challenge that we have, and we know that this is a challenge in our community. This isn't a challenge that is solely faced by immigrants and refugees in our community. This is a housing issue that rears its head in many different ways across our community. And we are actively in partnership with community organizations that are focused on advocating for housing to do the same, because this is an issue that impacts not just new arrivals, but everybody in our community who is seeking safe and affordable housing. So we appreciate your partnership in this. And of course, if you do have any leads on housing or want to connect any landlords to what we're doing, you can reach out to Kelly Laura and Carlos Ramirez, whose contact information is listed here. And of course, again, to reiterate those needs, the more bedrooms, the better. Again, those are the more rare opportunities for us. So really anything though is very helpful. And our focus is on the South City area, but we are literally begging for housing, so we can't necessarily choose that location. Really any housing in preferentially in the city, but of course anywhere would be really, really helpful to us at this time. So thank you again for your work. And this group has been very helpful in connecting us to those to opportunities. And so we're hopeful that folks can continue to consider how you might be able to play a part in supporting us in this pursuit of housing. Okay, I do want to pass it off to Maxwell, who I think is going to tell us a little bit more about our ongoing appeal for in-kind donations and support for that, and let you know about some events that we had and have upcoming. So I'll pass it over to Max.
Thank you, Blake. Yes, upcoming will be our last. This will be the final of 3 donation drives that we've been having this winter. Specifically, we're looking for new or gently used winter coats, blankets, and space heaters. Gift cards for Aldi are always very much needed and appreciated. Those go right into the hands of our new arrivals to put some perishables into their fridge. If anyone is able to make it out to the upcoming drive on Saturday, December 21st, please do stop by. But if you can't make that time, by all means, we can accept donations at other times. And if anyone would like to host their own donation drive, that would be greatly appreciated as well. And if you're interested in doing so, you're welcome to reach out to myself or my colleague, Samri Desu, who is our manager of in-kind donations. Thank you. This is just kind of reiterating the items that we're most needing at the moment. And again, I think anything having to do with creature comforts and keeping warm this winter. So gloves are great, heavy wool socks, blankets, everything of that nature. And again, if anyone is interested in purchasing online and isn't able to make it to our drives, you can go to these QR codes. It kind of has some wish lists available from Target and Walmart. It makes it a little easier, just kind of do it from a easy click and send means. Number 3, diapers are always in high demand. Any personal care items are in high demand as well.
Max, thank you so much. I was able to stop by the drive this last Saturday, and we had, a very dedicated group of volunteers who were helping with that. Now that the weather is consistently cold, I can say, but I feel like saying that is going to cause some sort of bizarre weather pattern to emerge. But now that it has been cold, I actually moved over my clothes and was able to see that, man, I had a couple of winter coats and some scarves that I was not using that I was able to bring by. And it was really great to see, everybody out there in supporting our clients. And again, thanks, Max, for organizing those events. Really appreciate it. Up next, we have our VP of Development, David Gonzalez, here to talk a little bit more about support for the organization. Okay, good.
Yes. Thank you, Blake. So we are in the midst of I actually should say towards the tail end of our 4th quarter fundraising. And as many of you on the call know, the 4th quarter is really the most important fundraising time for nonprofits. On average, nonprofits see 40% of their annual donations come in the 4th quarter, and we're no different. Our annual appeal went out just before Thanksgiving, trying to beat that annual appeal rush. And we've had several reminders go out, as well as some upcoming ones to come out before the end of the year. So that is seeing some good response. One of the things that we have seen that's also not unique to us is a lack of donations to general funding. A lot of funders, particularly from foundations or corporations, want to support program-specific things, which is fabulous and great, and we have wonderful opportunities for that. But as you've heard on the call this afternoon, general operating really allows us to be flexible and address some of these ongoing, upcoming issues at a moment's notice. So to address that, we've launched the Giving Society this year. I'm very happy with the success that we've had with the Giving Society. As of this morning, we have 127 members of the Giving Society. As a reminder, the Giving Society includes any individual or household that gives an annual donation of $1,000 or more to the International Institute. So our goal is 150, hoping we can make that in the next 3 weeks here. Last year, we had 113 folks at that level, so already surpassed last year. And again, most of the funding from that, unless specified by the donor, will go to general operating. So as you could see here, oh, we went ahead. That's okay. Two things that, no, we can go ahead. I would like to turn it over to my colleague who ran an amazing event, Ubuntu. I know some of you on the call were at that event. So Karen, would you mind saying a few words about this?
Yeah, not at all. Thank you. Yes, so Ubuntu, our annual fundraising gala, our largest fundraiser of the year, took place on November 15th, and I hope that any of you that were there had a good time. Yeah, the event did well. It was a big financial success for the organization. We had more people in the room this year as well. Can you go ahead? Oh, is that it? Okay, yeah. So we were able to raise over $123,000 in that evening for the event.
Great, thank you, Karen. And this event has grown tremendously in 3 years for us to, put that. And I think just as important for you numbers geeks like me, the net is over 83,000. So that just shows our commitment to maximizing revenue. The last thing I want to mention that is ongoing, we just kicked off this Friday, is our giving machine. And oh, there's some lovely coworkers of mine. So this is a great opportunity for people in the community to give some of the items that were mentioned previously that are in need of our families. This is the second year that we've done this. Last year was extremely successful. We raised over $13,000. Actually, I should clarify that. So over $13,000 was raised by this for us to go out and buy these items. So just a little bit about these giving machines. This is done with our partnership through the Church of Jesus of Latter-day Saints. They have these vending machines set up across the nation. This their presence is at West County Mall here in the St. Louis region, as you can see near the Macy's. And what they've asked us and our fellow nonprofits to do is list those 4 items at different price points where people can go and contribute. It's sort of a reverse vending machine. You put money in, but you don't get anything back. And so we've put a couple of items that people could purchase, if you will, including kitchen cutlery, bath towels, kitchen cookware, diapers and wipes, and then you can also furnish an entire home at a certain price point. So whether you just have $15 to donate or whether you'd like to donate a significant amount to the giving machine, there's an opportunity for you to go put your money in, select your choice, and then once we collect all that money, we will go out and buy these items that are definitely needed by our clients. And I'll turn it back over to Blake.
Thanks, David. This is a continuation of a partnership that we've had. We're really thankful for the opportunity to do this. I think it's really kind of a unique way to give. If you haven't checked out the giving machines before, it's really kind of just a fun little way to see kind of the variety of support. And if we think about the impact that this can make, there's a lot of different organizations that are connected to this, but we're really thankful for the opportunity to be a part of it. It's really unique. Up next, we have more information on our community bazaar, and I'll turn that over to Carlos Suarez. Oh, Carlos, you're on mute still.
Thanks, Blake. I'll turn this over to Max real quick and he'll cover the bazaar.
Oh, okay.
So I'd like to do a kind of a brief recap of this year. We are on our winter break at the moment, and we'll resume again on February 14th, which if we all are aware, is Valentine's Day. So it'll be a great day to come out and shop from our craft vendors. The Community Bazaar is basically was born out of our food donation program for our clients, and we wanted to add to that in a way that could bring the community out to get to experience what we do. alongside that event. So I'm very proud to say that we distributed more than 8,000 boxes of food. And just to get an idea of that impact, every time a family receives that box of food, it usually will satisfy their food needs for about 2 weeks. Again, this ties back into our great relationship we have through the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. They were able to provide our food that we distribute there. We invite anyone from the community who wants to come out. These events happen every other Friday from noon to 2 o'clock. We will have live entertainment. There's food available for purchase. We always invite one of our current or past clients who are food entrepreneurs to come out. So there's good eating, good entertainment, as well as craft vendors we source from the same way. We are currently seeking sponsors for 2025. Big thanks to Hacking Law Firm who helped us out last year. So if anyone is interested in becoming a sponsor of the Bazaar, please reach out to myself or Karen Park in development. There's also slots for live performances. So if anyone has any performers they'd like to refer to us, or food vendors or craft vendors, we're all ears for that. And I look forward to seeing everyone in next year's Bazaar. We're going to stick with me here as well. We had a first Thanksgiving event. This was an amazingly heartwarming event. It's really great to get to hang out with the community at large. This is we call it the first Thanksgiving because for many of our clients, it's their first introduction to this holiday. And as I understand, it can be a bit of a lonely one since the Americans they might have met are probably out visiting family and restaurants are closed. So it's just a good opportunity to invite folks in. Big thanks to Dot Foods. They were our vendor this year. So they did provide financing for us to be able to have this catered this year. They also sent an army of volunteers. So they had a big part to roll in. A big part to play in making the evening happen as boots on the ground kind of thing. We had Gateway Science Academy come out and provide live music entertainment. That was really special for our guests because many of the folks in this group are kids who are refugees themselves. Hendry Catering was the folks that catered. They were a wonderful partner. They gave us deep discounts and they donated all the labor on service. So we actually had food servers there that was donated through them. I also want to thank all the community members here at IASTL that helped us come together, as well as a lot of other volunteers that we had from various organizations. So a big thanks to everyone who helped make that happen. We had 2 news outlets come out to help us get the word out. So shout out to them. And if anyone wants to be involved in next year's, we've already started the planning for that. So please reach out. And thanks to everyone who came out to the party.
Yeah, it was a party. I can say it was a lot of fun. And the music and entertainment and the conversations were really great. And maybe some of you saw the news stories about the event. There was actually a great piece that included a conversation with some siblings from Ukraine who are reuniting after being separated for some time, and the fact that they're able to get together at our Thanksgiving event. I've been doing this work for 15 years, and these stories you'd think would become so commonplace, but I'm not so jaded as to not have been touched by that as well. I mean, it was just really amazing piece to show that these events bring people together. The work that we do brings people together, and the celebration of that, the recognition of that was just awesome. And yes, thank you to all of our sponsors who made that event what it was, and thank you to Max and the team that operated that. It was really a really special experience. It always is. Thanks. I believe with this, I'll kick it over to Carlos. Did I get it right this time?
Yeah. Thanks, Blake.
Thank you.
Yeah. So through our economic development team here at the International Institute, we've been providing yearly service here for quite some time now, in partnership or collaboration with AARP and VITA, or the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program, for free tax filing services. We do not have all the information posted yet, but this will be a service that's offered starting from February 4th through April 15th, where individuals will be able to book appointments with IRS certified tax filers for state and federal filings. We'll be opening that booking system up starting January 20th. So be on the lookout for more communication materials that we do share electronically and through our social media channels. But we will have a direct phone line for scheduling appointments that will start to be open January 20th, and also an online system for individuals that would like to book an appointment on their own. We also will have a specific web landing page where we'll post this information. And for more information for the community, at iistl.org/taxes. We do have it posted, and it'll be updated as more details do get confirmed. And again, this is a program that's for free. It's done by IRS certified tax professionals, and it's not only open to clients of the International Institute, but to the entire community as a low income taxpayer resource. So we look forward to sharing more information, and be on the lookout for more announcements as that proceeds. Thank you.
Thanks, Carlos. And every year we serve a ton of people with this service, and I know we don't have that information on hand necessarily, but we have some great statistics to share around the number of people served and also the amount of savings that are affected through this. We try to get that data as best that we can, and there's a lot of savings that are affected by this, and these are folks that maybe have never had an opportunity to file taxes before, who otherwise might find that process inscrutable, getting that assistance. And it's really just an incredible service that we're able to offer in partnership. So Carlos, thank you and your team.
Yeah, thank you. And just one statistic, that we did have over 500 filings done this past year. So it is,
Wow.
as Blake mentioned, a very robustly used experience.
Is that 500 combined federal and state?
Yes.
Wow. That's awesome. That's really great. Thank you for sharing, Carlos. See, we all have something to learn on these calls. Well, next I'd like to kick it over to Frank for a discussion of our volunteer opportunities.
Thanks, Blake. Hello, everyone. Our volunteer program has been amazing since I've transitioned into this role. Our volunteers have supported us in ways that many of you all may not know, but we still need support going forward into the new year. Many of these volunteer opportunities have changed. They will continue to change, but some listed here are intake and benefit support, which, as Blake mentioned, our new arrivals steady coming in and those numbers growing. Some of our departments need or rely on the help of volunteers to help with the work that they're doing. Our bus training and benefits assistant volunteer opportunity is to help our new arrivals navigate the bus system and learn how to take the bus to jobs or to get food. So that's a very important role that we need assistance with as well. As Max mentioned, our fundraisers and donation drives, we're always seeking organizations or groups to, like he said, host their own donation drive or raise funds to support our new arrivals as well. Our apartment setups, we are still working on that. They are available, but more information to follow on that coming soon. Grocery shopping is always a need. We are blessed to have a steady stream of veteran volunteers who come in support, but we can never have enough. So those are the biggest opportunities so far, and we look to roll out some information about our food pantry in the new year that we are beginning. So we'll need a lot of volunteer support for that as well. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to me. My email may be in here or may not. Put it in the chat. And then you can always sign up through our website for any volunteer opportunities.
Thank you so much, Frank. And you know, one element to this I want to highlight is this establishment of International Institute as a food pantry support site in conjunction, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, is with Operation Food Search. That is, you know, a critical need that we're happy to be able to fill in partnership, right? Again, we don't do much alone in this community. We really rely on these partnerships to bring resources to the communities that we serve, and we're very thankful for that. You know, I also want to give a brief shout out for intakes and benefit support. You know, you heard from Zlata earlier talking about our walk-in update. But benefits and connection benefits is a really critical step for new arrivals. I think it's been widely publicized about the delays in access to benefits for folks that are applying through the Missouri systems, and the fact that Missouri is last in the nation in those wait times for the initiation of benefits, which is why it's critically important for us to be able to submit those applications as early as possible so that there's no delay in accessing those benefits. And volunteers play a critical role in helping us do that and ensure that folks are getting access to those benefits as soon as humanly possible. And so again, thanks to those volunteers who played a critical role in that to this point, and thank you all for helping us get the word out about that need. We'll head over to community shout outs, and I'll turn it over to Max for that.
Thank you, Blake. Luzco Technologies, they've been a great partner, both in-kind donations as well as a lot of volunteership. We had a lot of happy kids this year, or excuse me, at our last bazaar last Friday, due to their donation of some school supplies and backpacks. So shout out to Luzco. People of Construction is a nonprofit that seeks to help minority-owned construction companies get in touch with opportunities for contracts. They graciously donated $1,000 towards Aldi gift cards, which again we use to get perishables into our new arrivals fridge on their day of arrival, so they don't really have to have less to worry about on their first day in. City Sewing Room, their donation was truly amazing. They donated 50 dolls. Each of these dolls had a unique outfit that was hand sewn, and it was really heartwarming to see the look on the faces of kids who received those. So it was a big shout out to them. Thank you, City Sewing Room. We also received, again, this is a lot of outpouring for the kiddos here at Christmas time, so we really appreciate that. Assistance League of St. Louis donated 3 cases of books, and these are going to our teen after school program. It's one of our very important programs here that we have through a partnership with St. Louis Public Schools. Thank you to all our community members who contribute on an ongoing basis and recently. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Max. You know, this, I think, again, reiterates the point that I made up top. We couldn't do what we do without the support of the community, and we are very thankful for the support of the community because we're able to affect change, right, in the lives of our clients, and the impact that makes on this community is something that I think all of our partners on this call and beyond have observed, and we're thankful to be in partnership with so many community organizations here, businesses and individuals who see the importance of what we do. You know, if you would like to get connected with us, I think the next slide here, yes, shows those points of contact. And I think, you know, this isn't simply you know, contact information. What you see are the names and email addresses of leaders within this organization. You know, we are blessed as an organization to have so many committed and passionate staff who are really experts in what they do. So whether you are trying to get connected or have a donation that you can make or have a question, I would really encourage you to reach out to the leaders of this organization to learn more. They are fonts of knowledge and each have so much to give and so much to share. I really encourage you to reach out with your questions and ways that you might be able to support what we do. I want to again thank you all for being here, for your continued support. And we do have some time left available, and I want to be available to answer questions as they arise. I'm sure there are some, so feel free to either enter those into the chat or raise your hand, and we can get to those. But I do see our first one has entered the chat here. How big or how many bedrooms are the apartments in Soulard? They are predominantly 1 and 2 bedrooms, but they are broken up across several buildings. So there's actually an opportunity to have larger families occupy multiple units and maybe even in some cases occupy an entire building. And that's sort of relief that we can offer to larger families at this time. They are 1 and 2 bedroom, but that is helpful. And to the extent that we have open available units aggregated into one location, that is helpful for some of our larger cases. Are the Soulard apartments move-in ready? We do have 4 units in one building that are vacant at this time, and we are prepping them for them to be move-in ready. We are operating with a property management firm who's assisting us with that, and we were hopeful that this week we could be able to move in our first families.
Hi, Blake. This is Andrea Henderson with St. Louis Public Radio. For some
Hi,
reason,
Andrea.
I could not find my raise my hand button, but that's neither here nor there. I do have one question for Christina Lawrence, if she's still here, or any members of the board. I would like to know why the board let R.A. Benson go.
We did not issue any messaging that said that R.A. Benson was let go. He was not let go, and there's no other details that I would provide around that. I don't know.
So he is no longer with the institution, or
He is no longer with the institution.
so he left on his own, or you
RA
all
has-
fired him?
RA has resigned from the organization.
Okay, and was there any information on why he resigned?
I don't have any other information to provide right now. I don't think, I don't have any other information to provide right now. He decided to leave the organization.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions that I might be able to answer, or others? I am a former educator, so I'm very comfortable in silence. Well, hearing none, I do want to again thank our partners, and I see on this call a great many, Betsy and the Mosaic Project, Alberto, and the Office of New Americans. I see Suzanne and Jason from Monarch, a partner of ours. I see George Bailey. I see Kathy Reeves. I see so many. I see Jeffrey Soyentet from Nintendo for Africa. I see, oh gosh, Rosie Lang from ISPN. I see Diego Abente from Casa de Salud. These are all organizations who are doing great work in support of the immigrant community in our region. And again, this is not work that we do alone. Thank you for coming to this call to hear more about what we do. But we're so happy to be working in community with so many passionate advocates for immigrants. And we're so happy to be able to continue to do this work and affect change for the betterment of immigrants and refugees in our community and the community as a whole. So again, thank you all for being here today. And we look forward to our next call. And this as the last call of our year, I want to just say, thank you for all your support this year. And we really look forward to continuing this work in the year ahead. We know that there are, shifting sands and challenges that will be appearing on the horizon. But we know that as a community, we can tackle these challenges together in collaboration. And that our work as immigrant service providers in this community is even more important than ever to help these communities weather these challenges and help our community stay welcoming through what is undoubtedly going to be a challenging period for immigrants in this country. We are here and again, happy to be in community with all of you. Thank you so much for your continued support. And we look forward to continuing our collaboration and finding new ways to affect the change that we all aim to affect in this community. Thank you so much. Have a good rest of your day.